Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. If you're watching this video, that means you're alive. You made it another day, so give yourself a hand for being here. This is the MLB Free Picks video, and I've got the play for today, looking at the Washington Nationals, my team, going up against the Atlanta Braves. It's not a normal play. It's a little bit risky, a little bit fun. I think we found gold, though, with this one. Also, we've got some player props, as usual, we're going to be breaking down. If you made it this far in the intro, grab a snack, grab a drink, sit back, relax. But first, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. It goes a long way for the success on this channel. Thank you guys very much for being here. Let's break down some ball. This leaderboard, you will notice Trey. He's no longer with us here. He will not be joining us for the rest of the time. He's not dead or anything like that. I promise I didn't kill him. I probably should have phrased that a little bit better, but my guy is now on salary. He is starting a successful career. He's making moves in this world. I think he was already thinking about making that move. We talked about it, kind of nudged him towards that decision a little bit as well the other day, but I'm happy for him. He's been working really hard the last 2 years for this company and for that company, and it's a well-deserved promotion over there. He's also been putting in a lot of time here, a lot of energy to this channel, and the fact is, guys, without him, this YouTube channel, it probably would not exist because at the time, whenever I came up with this idea to start a company, it was going to be just a website. He came in, he asked he asked me if I wanted any help. I said sure. He's the one that actually started the YouTube channel. He talked to me about it, and ever since then, we've grown 11,000 plus subscribers on this channel. And with him gone, it's probably going to be a little bit tougher. The one-man show is going to take some time getting used to. I'm not great yet at getting through all the transitions as I record. I've never been great with my left hand. I can't use both hands very well. I guess you can call me the Jalen Brown of YouTube for a little bit because I can't go left. Hopefully he struggles tonight because I am recording before the game. But I'm excited to see what this channel can go. All love to Trey, though. Hopefully his job works out great for him. We're still friends. I'll probably see him at the bachelor party in a couple weeks from now. Hopefully maybe we'll make a video then with him. But if you guys would please, I'm sure he's going to watch this video. Drop down a comment below. Show him some love for all the time he's put in over the last couple years. That would be greatly appreciated. All right, enough of doom and gloom. Let's take a look at the bright side. It's Friday. Whenever you guys are watching this, that's good. Also, I'm going to a golf tournament today. I'm looking to shoot 10 under. I think if you shoot 5 under through 9 holes, you're allowed a hot dog at the turn. That's something I'm looking forward to, trying to achieve that goal. It's a 4-man scramble. Obviously, I can't shoot a 10 under by myself. I can barely shoot 10 over by myself, but I'm looking forward to that. No work on Friday. If you have to work today, hopefully this video cheers you up just a little bit as we look at some winners. Let's take a look at this leaderboard. There's going to be a few minor adjustments, a few major adjustments coming up. This is one of the minor adjustments. Usually we had a game picks leaderboard and a player prop leaderboard. Now there's only one guy, solo crew here. So I've got the game picks on top, player props on bottom. Yesterday, great day on the mound. Great day to take some unders. Seattle Mariners and the Oakland Athletics under 4.5 total runs in the first 5 innings, under 8 total runs in the game. 2-0 day there. I think JP Sears was the top of the 3rd inning, had a little bit of trouble. But other than that, it was pretty much no sweat bet the entire way through. My batting props are Brian Reynolds to go over 1.5 bases going up against the Dodgers and Walker Buehler. And the pitching prop is going to be Marcus Stroman under 2.5 runs allowed going up against the Minnesota Twins. Again, I'm recording this pretty early before the start of the NBA Finals game, so hopefully we can go have a 4-0 day on the first solo day here. Let's go take a look at the play for tomorrow. This is going to be a major change. This is not the game pick I'm going to be looking at, but this is the kind of setup I'm going to be looking at towards the future. Also, if you guys have games you want me to break down, go ahead and comment them down below. Obviously, it'd have to be the day after this one drops out. So if you see this video on Friday and you have a game pick you want someone to break down or you want me to break down for Saturday, you just want suggestions, drop that game down for Saturday, and I will do my best to put it on here on the show and try to break down those plays. But this is what I'm looking to do in the future. It's going to be more of this kind of setup, not the DraftKings and FanDuel kind of thing. I'm going to have multiple plays, probably two or three plays a day, probably on the game pick side, maybe 2 props a day as well. But what I will not do is force feed picks because I want to keep the record clean. I want to stay above 500 as much as possible. MLB's hard enough. But I do also want to kind of throw some darts. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky. So this is going to be the setup. I really wish I would have made the graphic for the game I did today, but it does look pretty clean, I have to admit here. I will be breaking down multiple games per day, multiple player props per day on this graphic. So this is what we're looking forward to the future as a major change. But for my play today, I mentioned it in the intro, it's going to be the Atlanta Braves going up against my Washington Nationals. The Nationals, they've not looked great ever since they got to that 500 mark. They're kind of a little bit of a losing streak, not playing very good baseball over the last 10 games. The Braves are going to have Chris stay on the mound. He's coming off his worst performance of the season. I don't think it's going to slow him down much in this game. I'm going to take the Atlanta Braves in this game on the first 5, -0.5. But I'm also going to take the Washington Nationals to fight the entire game plus 1.5 on the full game. This is what they call a tightrope game because we need the Braves to win the first 5, but we also need the Washington Nationals to find a way to stay competitive late. The Nationals, they're going to have one of their best arms on the mound in Jake Irvin. And I say one of the best arms, but this is the best arm in the rotation. I've watched a lot of Washington Nationals over the last 2 seasons. Jake Irvin is he's our best guy. He's coming in with a 3.39 ERA. Yes, I know, 3.39 ERA, not great, but he's still our best arm we have. The reason Jake has been good this season has been the ability to not give up home runs, and he struggled with that a couple games ago, giving up 2 to the Minnesota Twins. But on this season, he's only given up 6 home runs. That's a pretty impressive number for going 12 games already. He's kept the bases fairly clean as well, coming in with a 1.03 whip. And I want to mention the last 3 games for him because he's been dealing a little bit. 6+ innings in 3 consecutive games, giving up just 4 total runs against the Twins, Braves, and Guardians. His numbers seem to be getting better and better as the season goes on, but he still plays for the Washington Nationals. So there are a couple days where Patrick Corbin kind of rubs off on him. There are times whenever he'll give up 6+ runs in a start, and we saw that against the Dodgers in the end of April. He gave up 12 hits and 6 runs. That's the Patrick Corbin effect. I have to believe that. And that's the reason I like the Braves here in the first 5 innings, because Chris Sale has been about as dominant as you can be over the last 5 or 6 starts. Sale, he had his overdue game against the Athletics. He gave up 8 runs, 9 hits, 4 innings of work against the Athletics. Before that game, though, he had gone 6 consecutive games, giving up 1 run or less. He was able to go 6+ innings in 5 of those games as well. Before the Athletics, he had a 2.12 ER, and he still somehow has a sub-1 whip sitting at 0.95. I still trust Chris Sale in this game to give me 5+ innings of solid work going up against the Nationals. He is also a strikeout machine. The only problem in this game that I can think of for Chris Sale maybe is the home run ball. He gave up a couple over the last couple games of the Athletics. He doesn't usually give up home runs. I'm going to do a tightrope play here, though. I think my Nationals are one of the hardest fighting teams late in the game. That sacrifice fly by Joey Gallo to give him a run 9-1 against the Mets the other day shows you how much they fight. I'm going to take the Braves here on the first 5, though, -0.5, and the Washington Nationals on the full game plus 1.5. All right, let's go to the player props. This is not going to change. I like the cards. I like the look of it. It's going to be Paul Goldschmidt over 1.5 bases going up against the Colorado Rockies. It's been a struggle for Paul this season. There's no doubt about it, but this is still one of the better players in the MLB. He's done enough for us to give him some respect, even though he is slumping this season. He's going to get a great matchup here going up against Austin Gomber, and I've had a lot to say about Austin in his career, especially since he came over to the Colorado Rockies. Last season, if you remember the breakdown that we had of Austin, it was always to find a way to take him to go over his total runs when he was pitching at home. That's the disadvantage of playing for the Colorado Rockies if you're a starting pitcher for that team. Your ERA is most likely going to take a hit whenever you're playing at home because of the altitude. This season, he's been much better than last season, coming in with a 3.06 ERA, and it looks like the Rockies have started to pick up on that because 4 of his last 5 starts have been on the road. And I know that they don't really control the rotation and they don't control their schedule, but I'm sure they have some sort of system that they can get their starting pitchers to pitch where they want on the road or at home. Austin, though, he's coming in off of one of his worst performances of the season, going just 3 innings against the Dodgers where he gave up 3 runs, 2 home runs on the road. I think he's going to continue to struggle in this game going up against the Cardinals. And I'm going to take Paul Goldschmidt because he has been much better over the last month of baseball. Paul Goldschmidt's been consistent at least towards the end of May and into June, hitting .223 coming into this game. But he's also recorded at least 1 hit in 9 of the last 10 games. There was a disgusting stretch, and I mean horrible stretch for Paul Goldschmidt. I think he went 38 or so. It might have been 42 consecutive at-bats without recording a hit in late April. Maybe it was into early May when he was struggling. He got sent down in the batting order, something that we never see out of Paul Goldschmidt. But he has recollected himself. He's turned the season around a little bit, and we're starting to see the Paul Goldschmidt of 2023 coming back to life over the last 10 games. We have to look for every advantage we get in the MLB, and Paul Goldschmidt against lefties, he's hitting a lot better. .250 this year against left-handed pitching. I'm going to take him in this game, over 1.5 bases. I think he's going to get the best of Austin Gomber as the play there. All right, let's go to the pitching prop, and it's going to be Justin Steele for the Chicago Cubs to go under 2.5 runs allowed going up against the Reds. This is a guy who has been a little bit confusing this season because last season he was a dominant arm in the MLB, and this season he hasn't been as good. I know that he still has the ability to go out there, though, and give us 6+ innings every single game and keep the runs to a minimum, but he hasn't been great this season. I'm going to trust him in this game. There was a stretch of games in the middle of May where he gave up 4+ runs in 3 consecutive games, and I was starting to doubt him a little bit, but he's answered back in a big, big way. Over the last 2 games against the Brewers and the Cincinnati Reds, the team he's going up against today, he was able to go 12 combined innings, giving up just 1 run between those 2 teams. He did give up the run against the Cincinnati Reds, but he was still able to go 5+ innings in that game, only gave up 1 run. He was very good getting himself out of a lot of jams because he gave up 7 hits in that game. That is back-to-back games now that he's built some confidence. And this is a dangerous guy if you get him confident. He's nearly unhittable. We saw it last season in 2023. He had a long stretch of games where he was the best arm in baseball. 16 wins, only 5 losses. I really like the matchup here for Justin Steele. Not only has he seen this team recently, and in his last start, he did well against them, but the Cincinnati Reds, they're also coming into this game as one of the worst batting teams in baseball. They're hitting .228 this season. That's tied for 27th in Major League Baseball. The Reds have found a way to be ranked in the middle of the pack in runs scored per game, 4.37 per game, but that's still not that great. If the Reds don't draw a ton of walks, they're not going to get a ton of people on base, and that's the real issue we have for Justin Steele here. If he controls his pitches in this game, we should be on our way to a nice, easy, no-sweat bet here under 2.5 runs. So that's where I'm going. Justin Steele under 2.5 runs allowed as the play. All right, let's go to the graphic. This is another minor change we're going to be making. We've got the projected starting pitch in the top left. Typically, what I'll do, because I record about 24 hours before the game, if the starting pitcher does not play, I like to pull the bet because, I mean, let's be honest, 80% of the time, you're looking at the starting pitchers to see what the matchup is going to be like for the other team. But I will make comments down below if I pull my play. So the starting pitching is going to be up there, the projected starting pitching. MLB plays year-to-date is going to be in the bottom left. And then the game picks for the day. The Washington Nationals going up against the Braves. Braves, -0.5 on the first 5. Washington Nationals, +1.5, +120 for the full game. A little tightrope there. Paul Goldschmidt, over 1.5 bases going for the Rockies, going up against Austin Gomber. And then Justin Steele, under 2.5 runs allowed, going up against the Cincinnati Reds. Guys, that's going to do it for the MLB Picks and Props for Friday, June 7th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like in this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.